Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the world becoming softer at the edges, as if the night itself has laid a velvet paw across the room. Somewhere beyond the window, the air has cooled, the noise has thinned, and the old quiet world has returned. The world where small glowing eyes once moved through fields of grain and moonlit doorways, where the first cats drifted toward human firelight, not as servants, not as prisoners, but as elegant strangers choosing, very slowly, to come near. For nearly 10,000 years they have walked beside us, and even now they still seem to belong half to our homes and half to some ancient place we cannot fully enter, some silver-edged borderland between the wild and the warm. Long before cities rose and before stories were carved into stone, our ancestors gathered grain, built early farms, and unintentionally invited mice and rats into their stores. Where the rustle of rodents grew thick in the dark, cats arrived like living shadows. They were not domesticated in the ordinary sense, not molded by human hands into obedience, but drawn by opportunity, by instinct, by the simple abundance of prey. Humans offered shelter without quite meaning to, and cats offered protection without surrendering themselves. It was an alliance so quiet that history almost missed it, and yet it changed both species forever. Over centuries, those first cautious hunters learned that the edge of a human settlement could be a place of warmth, milk, scraps, and safety for kittens. Little by little, fear loosened. Little by little, trust became possible. And so cats did something extraordinary. They came close to us while remaining unmistakably themselves. They domesticated themselves, and perhaps that is why, even curled asleep on a blanket, a cat still carries the mood of moonlight and reeds and old instincts under its skin. In ancient Egypt, beside the long green ribbon of the Nile, this mystery was not ignored, but honored. Cats were not merely useful there. They were sacred, luminous with meaning, woven into the spiritual imagination of an entire civilization. They were linked with Bastet, goddess of protection, fertility, tenderness, and fierce guardianship, who could appear as a lioness or as a cat. Families welcomed cats into their homes not only because they protected grain from pests, but because they seemed touched by something higher, something balanced between gentleness and power. To harm a cat, even by accident, could bring terrible punishment. To lose one was to feel a true family grief. Some mourners shaved their eyebrows in sorrow. Some beloved cats were mummified in fine linen, buried with ceremony and offerings, treated with reverence that crossed the threshold between affection and worship. Archaeologists would later find vast cemeteries of mummified cats. And even now, those discoveries seem less strange the longer one looks into a cat's unblinking face. The Egyptians understood what many of us still feel, but rarely say aloud, that a cat seems to belong to two worlds at once, the domestic and the untamed, the hearth and the horizon. And then there is the ear, so light and fine and delicate to look at, yet so astonishingly precise. Each ear is moved by dozens of muscles, and the two do not need to agree with each other. One may turn toward the faint scrape behind a wall, while the other tracks the flutter of a distant moth. Up to 180 degrees of movement, tiny living radar dishes, forever listening. Even while sleeping, a cat is not entirely surrendered. A sound too thin for us to notice, the faintest thread of movement in grass, the whisper of an insect, and the ears answer before the eyes do. A resting cat may seem still, yet those ears continue their secret work, rotating, adjusting, receiving the world. And then the purr begins, low and steady, like a small hidden engine made not of iron, but comfort. It is one of the most soothing sounds in nature, and its softness can disguise how remarkable it is. The vibration of a cat's purr often falls between 25 and 50 hertz, a range some researchers associate with healing, with tissue repair, pain relief, and improved bone strength. Cats may purr when content, yes, but also when frightened, when injured, when giving birth, even near the edge of death, as though the body is singing to itself in a language of repair. Perhaps that is why a purring cat calms people so deeply. To rest beside one is to feel your own breath slow, your own chest loosen. The vibration seems to pass through more than air. It settles into the nerves, into the pulse, into the mind that has been carrying too much. And because cats are masters of restoration, they sleep with a devotion that feels almost ceremonial. 16 hours a day on average, sometimes more, sometimes close to 20. Not laziness, never laziness, but the rhythm of an ambush hunter, built for short, wild bursts and long, silken recoveries. Much of that sleep is light, a poised half-sleep from which they can rise in an instant. Only a smaller portion sinks into deeper dreaming. In those moments, a paw twitches, whiskers quiver, the tail flicks, and some invisible chase moves behind closed eyes. Watching a sleeping cat is like watching peace take physical form. They know where the warmth gathers. They know how to curl themselves into perfect economy, how to surrender without quite forgetting the world. And in their stillness, there is a lesson. One so simple it can feel almost holy. Rest is not wasted time. It is part of being alive. And from that stillness, if you let your mind drift closer, you begin to notice the whiskers. Those bright white arcs laid across the face like delicate instruments. They are much more than ornament. They are deeply rooted sensory tools, connected to the nervous system, sensitive enough to read vibration, current, nearness, and space. The main whiskers on the cheeks are usually about as wide as the cat's body, which means they serve as a living measuring device. When a cat approaches an opening, it does not need to reason in the way we do. It only moves forward, and the whiskers tell the truth. If they brush both sides, the body may not fit. If they pass through cleanly, the cat may follow. There are whiskers above the eyes, on the chin, even on the backs of the front legs, each set gathering its own kind of information. In dimness, or in complete darkness where sight has little to offer, whiskers become a second kind of seeing, sensing the shape of air itself, the presence of obstacles, the exact trembling location of prey. They also betray emotion. Relaxed whiskers rest softly. Curious whiskers angle forward. Frightened whiskers flatten tight. A whole mood written in fine threads. And beneath those whiskers lies a body built with almost impossible fluidity. A cat's collarbone is not fixed in place the way ours is. It floats free within muscle. And that one elegant difference helps explain why a cat can turn in midair, pour itself through a narrow gap, and move with the uncanny softness that makes it seem, at times, less like muscle and bone than poured smoke. The spine, too, is astonishingly flexible, with more vertebrae and more elasticity than our own, allowing the body to extend, compress, arch, twist, and land. This is part of the architecture behind the famous writing reflex, that miraculous airborne adjustment that begins to develop when kittens are still very young. It is why a cat slipping from a high place can rotate, reorient, and descend feet first with an elegance that feels almost impossible, until you remember it is the result of long evolution working in silence. Then think of the beginning of a cat's life and how different it is from that later grace. A newborn kitten arrives tiny, blind, folded inward, ears sealed, eyes closed, body completely dependent on warmth, smell, and touch. For days it moves through darkness guided by the scent of its mother and the pull of milk. Around a week later, sometimes a little more, the eyes begin to open, cloudy and blue, and the ears slowly unfold. Sound enters, light enters. The world arrives in pieces. By 3 weeks, many kittens can begin their wobbly first explorations, stumbling, tipping, learning the shape of things through trial and repetition. To watch that unfolding is to watch a small miracle in slow motion. The eyes of young kittens begin as pale blue, not because that is always their final color, but because pigment has not yet fully settled in the iris. As melanocytes begin their quiet work, the true color emerges over the following weeks and months. Some remain blue, especially in certain breeds, while others become green, gold, amber, copper, shades that seem to hold fire or moss or evening light. Each change is gradual, almost secretive, as if the kitten is being revealed to the world one soft detail at a time. Even language, when it tries to gather cats together, becomes gentler and more whimsical. A group of cats may be called a cloud, and a group of kittens a kindle. There is something perfect in that, something feather-light and warm. A male may be called a tom, a female a queen. Feral cats sharing a territory become a colony. Every word feels like a tiny cultural bow in their direction. Proof that humans have spent centuries not merely observing cats, but trying to find language delicate enough to hold them. Behind those newly opened kitten eyes, there is another hidden marvel as well. The third eyelid, the nictitating membrane, a thin, translucent shield that usually remains tucked away, but can sweep across the eye to protect it, moisten it, and clear away grit. It is a quiet mechanism, ancient and useful, especially for an animal once moving through grasses, dust, thorny edges, and danger. If it shows too much, it may signal illness or dehydration, which is why attentive people learn to notice it. But most of the time it remains unseen. Another example of how much of a cat's sophistication is concealed beneath serenity. And then, so close to that guarded eye, there is the nose, each one textured with its own ridges and tiny patterns, as individual as a fingerprint. No two are the same. Up close, the surface looks like a miniature landscape, a private map. And in that uniqueness there is a deeper truth about cats that grows clearer the longer one lives beside them. No cat is generic. Each has a separate temperament, separate tastes, separate fears, separate tendernesses. One may leap into a lap at the slightest invitation. Another may offer companionship from the far end of the sofa, regal and reserved. One may be brave, another cautious, another mischievous, another solemn. The nose print is only the visible hint of a much larger individuality, the outer signature of an inner life made from memory, instinct, and personality. Then scent enters the story more fully, because cats live in an aromatic world far richer than ours. They carry scent glands in their cheeks, in their paws, and at the base of the tail. When they rub their face on a doorway, a table leg, or your ankle, it is affection, yes, but also inscription. They are writing safety into the space. They are saying, in the chemical language of pheromones, "This belongs to my world. This is familiar. This is mine. This is safe." Scratching carries scent as well as claw. Tail rubbing can do the same. In homes with several cats, invisible messages overlap and mingle until the whole place becomes a layered map written in molecules. And when a cat rubs against you after you return home, it is renewing that shared scent, weaving you back into the family atmosphere. To be marked by a cat is to be recognized as part of its circle. It is a quiet honor, one the cat never explains, only performs. Once scent has woven itself into the room, sound begins to rise. And in the world of cats, sound is more varied than many people realize. Cats can produce over 100 vocal sounds, a repertoire far broader than the simpler range most people associate with dogs. There are meows, trills, chirps, chatters, yowls, growls, hisses, purrs, small questioning murmurs, thin, insistent cries, each one shaped by purpose and context. And one of the loveliest truths hidden in this chorus is that the familiar meow belongs mostly to the bridge between cat and human. Kittens meow to their mothers, but adult cats rarely meow to one another in ordinary life. That sound was refined in our direction. Over generations of living beside us, cats discovered that certain tones could move a human hand toward a bowl, a latch, a cushion, a stroke beneath the chin. So they developed a special vocabulary for us. Some cats even create distinct meows for different desires, one for food, another for a door, another for company, another that means nothing more complicated than, "Notice me, I am here." In that sense, every meow is a tiny act of adaptation, a cross-species word designed for the space between our lives. Balance enters next, invisible but constant. Watch a cat crossing a narrow fence, a windowsill, the top edge of a wall, and it seems as though gravity has been persuaded to be gentler with this particular creature. Much of that confidence comes from the inner ear and its exquisitely tuned vestibular system, which tells the cat where its body is in space, what is up, what is shifting, what can be trusted. Combined with the flexible spine, strong hind legs, free-floating collarbone, and low center of gravity, this system gives cats their breathtaking sure-footedness. When a fall happens, the signal is instant. The body begins to rotate, head first, then front limbs, then spine, then hindquarters, a cascade of adjustment that can bring the feet beneath them in fractions of a second. It is called the righting reflex. And though it seems magical, it is not magic. It is anatomy, sensory precision, and millions of years of refinement meeting in a single, fluid correction. A cat does need enough distance for the maneuver to complete, and very great heights remain dangerous. But the reflex itself is one of nature's most elegant answers to gravity. From the fall, it is an easy drift into the leap, because cats are also creatures of sudden flight through space. A healthy cat can often jump 5 or 6 times its own body length, launching upward with startling force. Before the leap comes the gathering, body low, eyes fixed, muscles tightened into silence. Then release. Countertops, shelves, fences, windows, branches all become reachable. In the wild, this power helped with hunting and escape. Indoors, it still erupts in flashes of exuberance, little private celebrations of what the body can do. Even a pampered house cat retains the blueprint of the hunter, and every precise jump reveals it. Yet after motion comes care, and if a cat is neither sleeping nor eating nor playing, it is often grooming. Grooming can consume half of a cat's waking hours. The tongue moves in slow, repeated strokes, over fur, over paws, between toes, across shoulders, chest, flank, tail, each pass doing several things at once. It removes dirt and loose hair. It distributes natural oils. It helps regulate temperature, cooling in warmth as saliva evaporates, fluffing and insulating in cool air. It also calms. The rhythm itself is soothing, a kind of feline meditation that releases tension and steadies the nervous system. Cats groom one another too, when trust runs deep, and that mutual grooming becomes a social braid, an act of affection and alliance. To watch a cat groom is to see self-care stripped down to its purest form, repetitive, deliberate, peaceful. The roughness of the tongue explains much of this effectiveness. It feels almost like sandpaper because it is covered with tiny, backward-facing barbs made of keratin, the same substance found in claws and human nails. These little hooks comb through fur, pull out debris, spread oils, and, in a wilder context, can scrape meat from bone. Even drinking is shaped by their specialized mouth mechanics. Every part of the cat seems tuned for survival, and the tongue is no exception. If a cat licks your hand, that rough touch may feel simple, but in cat language it carries the tenderness of inclusion. You are being groomed into belonging. Claws continue the story of precision. Unlike dogs, cats carry retractable claws sheathed when at rest, protected from wear so they remain keen and ready. When needed, they unsheathe in an instant for climbing, grasping, defending, seizing, marking. Scratching is essential to their upkeep. It strips away the outer old sheath, reveals the newer, sharper claw beneath, stretches muscles through the shoulders and back, and leaves scent from glands in the paws. What humans sometimes call destruction is, to a cat, maintenance, exercise, communication, and instinct all combined. Those pale translucent husks, sometimes found near a scratching post, are the old claw layers, shed like tiny moonskins. A long scratch after waking is not unlike a stretch after sleep, a whole body remembering itself. Vision then takes over the tail. A cat's field of view is wider than ours, roughly 200 degrees, giving strong peripheral awareness and excellent motion detection. Fine detail at a distance is less sharp than human sight, and objects very close to the nose can be hard for them to focus on, which is why cats often sniff before they truly inspect. But in that mid-range where a hunter waits and measures, their eyes excel. Movement is the key. A flutter, a skitter, a twitch, and the whole cat becomes attention. In low light, cats outmatch us even more clearly. Their eyes are rich in rod cells, specialized for dimness and motion rather than color, and behind the retina lies the tapetum lucidum, that reflective layer which bounces light back through the retina for a second chance at capture. This is why cat eyes seem to glow when light finds them in darkness. Green, gold, blue, amber. Depending on angle and composition, they shine like small lanterns. Yet the old myth is not entirely true. Cats do not see in absolute darkness. They still need some light. In total blackness, they rely on other senses, on hearing, whiskers, scent, spatial memory. Still, at dawn and dusk, in the half-light where the world softens, they are magnificent. And that is fitting, because cats are not strictly nocturnal. They are crepuscular, most active in the twilight hours when many small prey animals stir. Morning edges, evening edges, that is their ancestral hour, and it still pulses in the house cat who suddenly races through a hallway at dawn or begins prowling playfully just as the light fades. It is not randomness. It is old timing waking inside a modern room. That twilight timing leads naturally to instinct. And one of the quietest yet most revealing facts about cats is that hunger is not required for hunting behavior. A well-fed indoor cat, one who has never known true scarcity, can still crouch low, stalk a ribbon, pounce on a drifting shadow, or become transfixed by the trembling of leaves beyond a window. The prey drive lives deeper than appetite. It is sequence and satisfaction, an inherited choreography of attention, pursuit, capture, stalk, chase, pounce, grip, sometimes carry. In the wild, the pattern ends with eating. In a home, it may end with a toy dropped on the carpet, or with sudden disinterest once movement stops. But the behavior itself remains meaningful. It exercises the mind, sharpens the body, relieves tension, and honors something ancient in feline identity. This is why play matters so much to indoor cats. When toys mimic the unpredictable path of prey, the cat is not merely amused. It is expressing a design written deep inside its nervous system. Deprive that instinct too thoroughly, and boredom can harden into frustration. And occasionally, in one of the more puzzling offerings of feline life, the prey drive folds itself into what looks almost like a gift. A mouse on the doorstep, a bird laid carefully on the bed. To a human, this may be unpleasant, even startling, but the motivations seem to arise from connection rather than malice. Perhaps the cat is sharing, perhaps teaching. Mother cats bring prey to kittens so they can learn the steps of the hunt, and some cats may regard their humans as well-meaning but sadly incompetent members of the family, in need of instruction. Or perhaps the cat simply brings its prize to the safest place it knows. Whatever the reason, there is trust in the act. The cat includes you in the circle of important beings. Then smell returns more powerfully still, because a cat's sense of smell is many times stronger than our own. Their world is threaded with messages we cannot perceive. Newborn kittens use scent to find their mother and food before they can see or hear. Adult cats use it to identify territory, detect food, read emotion, recognize individuals, and understand the shifting, invisible map of their surroundings. They possess a specialized organ on the roof of the mouth, often called Jacobson's organ, which helps analyze certain chemical cues in even greater depth. When a cat encounters a scent of special interest, it may pause, open its mouth slightly, curl back its lips, and hold a curious expression that looks almost comical to us. This is the flamen response. The cat is, in a sense, tasting the air, drawing it across that organ to decode the information within. What appears strange is actually serious concentration. A message is being read in molecules. Tails speak too, though in broader gestures. A cat's tail is like a soft banner of mood. Held upright with a slight curve, it often means confidence and friendliness. Puffed large, it declares fear or defensive aggression, an attempt to appear bigger. Tucked low, it suggests unease. A slow swish can signal building irritation or intense focus. Rapid lashing may mean the cat is near its limit. This is where humans sometimes make mistakes, especially those used to dogs. A wagging dog tail often signals pleasure. A cat's slow, heavy tail movement may mean quite the opposite. Many scratches and bites arrive not out of cruelty, but out of misunderstood warnings. Cats rarely hide their discomfort as completely as people suppose. They simply speak a language that must be learned. Give them that respect, and the relationship deepens. One of the most beloved of feline behaviors follows close behind: kneading. The paws press alternately into a blanket, a pillow, a lap, the rhythm soft and old. It begins in kittenhood, when nursing kittens knead the mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. The motion becomes linked forever with warmth, nourishment, safety. As adults, many cats return to it when deeply relaxed, before sleep, during affection, while purring in almost dreamlike contentment. Some cats even drool slightly in these moments, not from distress, but from such complete ease that the body loosens its usual control. To be needed by a cat is to be woven for a moment into its earliest memory of comfort. It can hurt a little if claws are involved, but the meaning is tender. The cat is not trying to wound you, it is regressing into trust. Cats also seek comfort through height. Shelves, refrigerators, window perches, the backs of couches, tall cat trees, any elevated ledge can become a throne. In the wild, height means safety and overview. From above, a cat can watch without being surprised, retreat without feeling cornered. Even in a safe home, that instinct persists. High places provide security, especially in busy households or homes shared with dogs or other cats. A cat settled above the room is not merely resting. It is choosing a vantage point that satisfies an old need to observe and control the approach of the world. And then, the tail slips inward into the brain itself. Though small in size, a cat's brain shares striking structural similarities with a human brain, with corresponding regions, gray and white matter, complex processing, memory, emotion. A cat's brain weighs only a tiny fraction of a human's, yet it is finely tuned for sensory interpretation, coordination, hunting, and survival. Cats do feel. Fear, joy, frustration, affection, curiosity, alarm, contentment, all move through them in recognizable currents. They form memories, learn associations, and carry emotional impressions for years. A frightening veterinary visit can remain alive in memory long after the event is over. A beloved person can be recognized after a long absence. They remember safe places, routines, feeding times, exits, dangers, territories, faces, voices. In their own scaled and specialized way, they are not simple creatures moving through reflex alone. They are remembering beings. Even the whiskers, in yet another subtle layer of individuality, vary from cat to cat in their exact arrangement, length, curve, and spacing. Just as the nose print is unique, so too is the whisker pattern, a softer fingerprint written across the face. Some flare widely, luxurious and dramatic. Others sit shorter and finer. Each pattern slightly changes the way a cat receives the world. Each cat carries its own geometry of perception. And after all that hidden complexity, it is strangely sweet to think that one of the gentlest signals a cat can offer is not a sound at all, but a slow blink. Direct staring can be threatening in cat language, but the slow closing and opening of the eyes, deliberate and calm, means something else entirely. It means, I am safe with you. I do not fear you. I can soften in your presence. Some call it a cat kiss, and the phrase survives because it feels true. If you return the slow blink, many cats answer it. Nothing touches, no hand reaches, no restraint is needed, only shared quiet and the mutual lowering of guard. It is one of the purest forms of trust found in any domestic bond. And yet, even within that trust, the hunter remains visible in charming flashes, especially at the window. A cat may sit absolutely still, pupils wide, whiskers forward, jaw trembling, and then produce that strange, rapid chatter at birds or squirrels just beyond the glass. It sounds like a staccato clicking, almost mechanical, yet it comes from deep instinct. Perhaps it is frustration at prey that cannot be reached. Perhaps it rehearses the killing bite. Perhaps it is an involuntary overflow of focus too strong to contain. Whatever its exact origin, the chatter reveals something essential. Beneath the softness of the house cat lies a predator whose attention can narrow to a single moving point and hold there with almost unbearable intensity. And while cats can be deeply affectionate, they are also creatures of preference, especially when it comes to touch. Most enjoy strokes along the cheeks, the top of the head, beneath the chin, places already rich with scent glands and social meaning. Many enjoy the back and shoulders, yet the belly, paws, and tail often remain more sensitive, more private. A cat rolling onto its back does not always mean "rub my stomach." Sometimes it simply means, "I trust you enough to expose my vulnerability." To mistake trust for invitation can end badly. Cats usually try to signal discomfort before defending themselves. Ears shift, tail moves, body tightens. They lean away. Respecting those boundaries is part of loving them well. Some cats are more vocal than others too, and breed plays a part. Siamese and other Oriental breeds are famous for their expressive, almost conversational voices, narrating their day, their demands, their grievances, their observations, sometimes with a dramatic flair that feels nearly human. Other breeds tend toward quiet reserve. Yet personality matters at least as much as lineage. One cat may answer every question. Another may live nearly in silence, communicating instead through posture, routine, gaze, and the weight of its presence in a room. Taste, meanwhile, is less dominant for cats than smell. Humans possess thousands of taste buds. Cats have only a fraction of that number, and they rely far more on scent and texture to judge whether food is appealing. A congested cat may refuse food, not because flavor has failed, but because smell has. More fascinating still, cats cannot truly taste sweetness. The receptor required for sweet perception became non-functional in their evolutionary line, likely because an obligate carnivore had no need to seek out sugar-rich plant foods. They can detect salty, sour, and bitter notes, with bitterness especially useful as a warning against toxins. But sweetness belongs largely outside their sensory world. That is why cake and candy, tempting to a dog perhaps, hold little natural appeal for a cat. Their bodies are calibrated to meat, protein, fat, the aromatic complexity of animal tissue. Even their preferences are shaped by predation. This carries directly into what they are: obligate carnivores. Cats are not simply animals that prefer meat. They are animals that require it. Certain nutrients essential to their survival, such as taurine, must come from animal tissue. They also need preformed vitamin A and arachidonic acid in ways that reveal how deeply specialized their biology is. Their digestive tract is short, efficient for protein and fat, ill-suited to heavy plant digestion. Their teeth are made for grasping and tearing, not grinding. Every part of the design points in one direction. Meanwhile, in the earliest days of life, the mother cat begins another ancient task: teaching. When kittens are old enough, she introduces prey, first dead or disabled, later sometimes alive, allowing them to observe, experiment, and learn. Play among kittens is not trivial entertainment either. When they wrestle, pounce, chase tails, ambush siblings, and tumble through mock battles, they are training. They are refining coordination, learning bite inhibition, discovering balance, timing, social cues. By around 3 weeks, those first sparks of predatory play begin to show. By 6 to 8 weeks, the sequence grows more purposeful. Even in a living room, with toys instead of mice and cushions instead of grass, the ancient curriculum remains. A kitten deprived of play loses more than amusement. It loses practice in being what it is. The remarkable collarbone returns here too, because it is part of how cats can squeeze through openings only slightly wider than the skull. Since the collarbone floats rather than anchoring rigidly, the shoulders can compress and shift independently. Add a flexible spine and mobile hips, and the result is the almost unbelievable capacity of a cat to disappear through a gap that seems impossible. For wildcats, this means escape and pursuit. For house cats, it often means appearing unexpectedly from improbable spaces and making humans wonder whether solidity itself applies equally to all creatures. Inside that pliable body, the heart beats fast, far faster than ours, often between 140 and 220 beats per minute. If you hold a relaxed cat close enough to feel it, the speed can be surprising. A rapid, hidden flutter beneath warmth and fur. Such quickness reflects a smaller body, a faster metabolism, and a design built for sudden bursts of explosive action. That same design explains why cats sleep so much, not from idleness, but from the need to conserve energy between moments of intensity. Ambush predators live in cycles of stillness and ignition. Wait, watch, spring, recover. Even the famous wild dash through the hallway, the abrupt race from one room to another, can be understood as an echo of this ancient rhythm. Short eruption, long rest, body memory. Then there is the spine itself, a marvel of extension and compression. Cats have more vertebrae than humans, particularly when the tail is counted, and these structures are arranged with enough flexibility to permit extraordinary arching, twisting, and elongation. In full run, the spine stretches and contracts like a living spring, increasing stride length and lending cats that flowing quality which seems almost liquid. This contributes too to a subtle walking pattern called direct registering, where the back paw often lands almost exactly in the print just left by the front paw. The benefit is silence, efficiency, and balance. A path has already been tested by the front foot. The rear foot follows it. Fewer noises, greater certainty. On branches, fences, and uncertain surfaces, this careful economy is priceless. Every step a refinement, every movement a whisper. And once you begin to see the cat as a complete design rather than a household habit, the distance between the smallest house cat and the largest wild cat begins to feel surprisingly small. Domestic cats share much of their genetic makeup with tigers, a reminder that the creature sleeping at the foot of the bed and the striped giant moving through jungle shadows are built from a closely related blueprint. The same retractable claws, the same carnivorous body plan, the same sensory sharpness, the same low crouch before a leap. Size changes the scale, of course. Habitat changes the stakes. But the family resemblance remains. Watch a house cat stalk a toy through the living room, and for an instant, the room itself becomes larger, older, more primal. There is a tiger hidden in miniature under the softness of ordinary fur. That hidden wildness may be part of what makes certain stories about cats so hauntingly beautiful, especially the tales of those who find their way home across astonishing distances. There are accounts of cats traveling for weeks or months through unknown landscapes, crossing roads, fields, rivers, neighborhoods, and weather, somehow returning to the place or people they knew. The exact mechanisms remain mysterious. Perhaps scent plays a role, perhaps magnetic sensitivity, perhaps an integration of environmental cues more subtle than we yet understand. Whatever the explanation, the image is deeply moving. A small body crossing the world guided by memory, instinct, and some inner compass we cannot fully name. Home, to a cat, may be more than a location. It may be a web of scent, familiarity, routine, bond. And they can carry that web inside themselves. The body of the cat contains other quiet miracles too. Their ears, as if unwilling to be outdone, can continue working independently even while the rest of the cat seems absorbed elsewhere. Eating, grooming, pretending to sleep. The ears still pivot in small, precise arcs, collecting information from all directions. This is one reason a cat can appear half dreaming and still react in an instant to the faintest unusual sound. Their alertness is never entirely switched off, yet contentment, when it truly takes hold, can soften even that vigilance. Some cats drool slightly when deeply relaxed, while purring and kneading in the lap or beneath a warm hand. This strange little sign, endearing and vulnerable, suggests not sickness when it appears in those specific peaceful moments, but overwhelming ease. The body simply lets go. A cat with half-closed eyes, a rumbling chest, kneading paws, and one tiny drop of drool is not dignified in the regal sense. It is something sweeter. It is defenselessly happy. Perhaps that is why the slow blink feels so powerful too. It is not dramatic. It asks for no applause, but it signals the lowering of guard, the easing of ancient caution. It says there is no threat here. It is trust made visible. And when that trust is returned, the room changes. It becomes less like a place of cohabitation and more like a quiet treaty between species, renewed without words. Back at the window, the chatter may begin again, and once more the invisible architecture of instinct becomes visible. A twitching jaw, a fixed gaze, the impossible nearness of prey behind glass. Yet even that frustration is part of the larger beauty of living beside cats. They remain themselves. No amount of comfort erases the old programs entirely. Even a kitten born into safety will still develop the grammar of hunting through play, because the mother, if present, teaches by example and demonstration, and the body teaches from within. Small ambushes against a sibling's tail, a toy dragged under a table, a leaf skittering across the floor, all these are lessons. The cat becomes itself by rehearsing what it was made for. Their sensory world supports every layer of this identity. Strong smell, acute hearing, twilight vision, sensitive whiskers, taste specialized away from sweetness and toward the chemistry of meat, flexible shoulders, spring-loaded spine, hidden claws, quick heart, rest built into the day like punctuation. If you think of it long enough, it begins to seem impossible that such a creature is also content to curl in a patch of afternoon sun or press its forehead against a human hand. But that contradiction is part of the enchantment. Cats never had to become simple in order to live with us. They remained complex. They brought the wild to the windowsill and learned to sleep there. And so, if the room is growing quieter now, let your thoughts soften around that image. A cat in a high, safe place, tucked into itself, tail wrapped close, ears no longer searching so urgently, breath settling, body warmed by the last faint trace of sunlight kept in wood and cloth. The world outside may still be restless, but the cat has found the center of stillness within it. And perhaps you can too, because there is something medicinal in the presence of a resting cat, something that slows the mind not by force, but by example. Nothing hurried, nothing wasted. Watch, wait, breathe, soften, sleep. This is an old rhythm, older than electric light, older than cities, older than language itself. The cat remembers it. Your body may remember it too. Somewhere beneath thought, beneath planning, beneath the endless small noise of waking life, there is a quieter instinct waiting to be trusted. Curl closer to warmth. Let the eyes close. Let the senses dim one by one. Let the heart do its work without supervision. Let the muscles release. Let the mind stop hunting for tomorrow. And if your thoughts are still moving, let them move more slowly now, as slowly as a cat crossing a narrow fence beneath an evening sky. Imagine the paws placing themselves with impossible delicacy, each back foot stepping where the front foot had just been. Direct registering, the quiet art of leaving almost no sound behind. There is wisdom in that movement. No wasted effort, no loud arrival, just precision, balance, and the confidence of a body that knows itself. So much of a cat's life is made of this kind of quiet intelligence. Not the bright, noisy intelligence humans tend to celebrate, but another kind. The intelligence of timing, of sensing, of conserving, of choosing exactly when to move and when to remain still. Think of the cat's day again. Sleep stretched across sunbeams and cushions, sudden bursts of speed, a pause at the doorway, a long, measured wash of the fur, a leap to height, a slow blink, a purr rolling through a darkened room. Each behavior belongs to a larger internal order. Nothing feels random once you understand the rhythm beneath it. Cats sleep because their bodies are designed for brief, intense expenditures of energy. They groom because the ritual cleans, cools, comforts, and organizes the self. They scratch because claws must be maintained and muscles extended. They meow because we taught them, unintentionally, that our species responds to sound. They knead because some memory of milk and safety lives on in the paws. They chase because the hunter within them remains awake even in comfort. They perch high because a better view means a safer mind. They mark with scent because security is built from familiarity. They slow blink because vulnerability, once offered, must be gentle. Even the strange little details, the third eyelid, the rough tongue, the inability to taste sweetness, the unique nose print, the sensitive whiskers, all of them fit into a single coherent being. A cat is not a collection of charming quirks. A cat is an exquisitely integrated life, every trait echoing another, every instinct leaning towards survival, calm, territory, sensation, or bond. Perhaps that is one reason cats soothe us. We live scattered lives, pulled in too many directions at once, our senses overloaded, our rest interrupted, our instincts often ignored. The cat, by contrast, remains gathered, entire, self-possessed. It knows how to retreat. It knows how to pause. It knows how to let daylight pass over fur without guilt. It knows how to trust comfort when comfort is earned. Even its independence is not a rejection of companionship, but a disciplined loyalty to its own nature. And because of that, the affection of a cat can feel strangely deep. It is not careless affection. It is chosen. When a cat rubs against your legs, kneads your blanket, grooms your hand, settles within reach, renews your scent after you return home, or sleeps with its back turned toward you in complete faith, those gestures carry weight. They are not automatic. They are permissions. When a cat brings its body into your orbit and softens there, you are being allowed into a circle that still has one edge touching the wild. You are being trusted by something that did not forget how not to trust. Let that thought relax inside you now. No need to hold it too tightly. Just let it sink, the way warmth sinks into a blanket. Think of kittens opening their eyes for the first time, pale blue and clouded, still learning what light is. Think of ancient Egyptian homes where cats moved through flickering lamplight and were treated as sacred companions. Think of a cat hearing the faintest insect beyond the wall while appearing fast asleep. Think of the healing vibration of purring, the body singing itself calm. Think of the elegant mechanics inside each leap and landing. Think of whiskers measuring the dark. Think of the evening hour when the house grows dim and the cat becomes most alert, most playful, most ancient. Think of the tale describing mood in a language older than speech. Think of the slow, repetitive wash of the tongue over the coat, the simple holiness of self-care. Think of the high perch chosen for safety, the hidden heart beating fast beneath still fur, the old instinct that says, rest now, move later, survive by rhythm. All of it belongs to the same creature. All of it belongs to the same long story, one that began in grain stores and moonlit farms and continues now in bedrooms, kitchens, sofas, gardens, windows, laps. We did not completely tame the cat. The cat did not completely leave the wild. Somewhere in between, a companionship formed, and it has lasted because neither side demanded full surrender. There is beauty in that. A relationship that kept mystery alive, a closeness that allowed distance where needed. Perhaps that balance is soothing too. You do not have to solve a cat in order to love one. You only have to make space for its nature and let it remain beautifully itself. And as you rest here now, that may be a comforting thought to borrow for yourself as well. You do not need to solve everything tonight. You do not need to chase every loose thread of the day. You do not need to force your way into answers. You can, for a while, simply exist the way a cat exists in a warm room at the end of evening. Fully present, lightly guarded, no longer in pursuit. The chase can wait. The world can wait. The body already knows how to soften if you stop interrupting it. The breath already knows how to lengthen if you stop asking it to hurry. The night already knows how to carry you if you stop bracing against it. So let the last part of this journey be the gentlest of all. Imagine now that the room has grown dim enough for the edges of things to blur. A cat is nearby, perhaps curled into a perfect circle, perhaps stretched long in warmth, perhaps on a high shelf where it can see the whole quiet room without needing to move. Its ears are still now. Its whiskers have relaxed. Its paws are tucked close, claws hidden, body folded into trust. Every part of it that once hunted, listened, leaped, measured, scented, remembered, and watched has finally eased into rest. The old wildness has not disappeared. It has only gone still for a while. That is the secret calm of cats. They do not erase their nature to become peaceful. They bring their whole nature with them into sleep. And you can do the same. You do not need to become less than you are in order to rest. You only need to set things down one by one. Let the eyes grow heavy. Let the jaw unclench. Let the shoulders soften. Let the chest rise and fall without effort. Let the mind stop pacing the fence line. If a thought appears, let it pass like a cat through moonlight, silent and untroubled. If another arrives, let it go the same way. Nothing needs to be caught. Nothing needs to be chased. Somewhere far back in time, the first cats approached human homes because there was warmth there, safety there, stillness there between hunts. Tonight, you can step into that same kind of stillness, a place where the grain is safe, the fire is low, the world outside has softened, and the small guardian of the threshold has curled up at last. The Egyptians saw holiness in cats because cats seemed to preserve a balance humans often lose: softness without weakness, stillness without helplessness, wildness without chaos, affection without surrender. It is a beautiful balance to rest beside. The purr, if you imagine it now, can be as soft as distant thunder wrapped in wool, steady and low, not asking anything of you except that you listen, until listening becomes drowsiness. The high shelf, the warm blanket, the slow blink, the hidden third eyelid, the flexible spine, the measuring whiskers, the glowing twilight eyes, the twitch of dream-filled paws, the precise ear turning toward the faintest sound, the nose with its one-of-one pattern, the scent-marked doorway, the paw kneading memory into cloth. The leap, the landing, the grooming, the sleep, all of it can begin to blur together now into a single gentle impression. A life lived close to instinct, close to comfort, close to rest. And rest is where this story wanted to take you all along. Not only into wonder, though there was wonder, not only into knowledge, though there was knowledge, but into that slower place underneath both, where the breathing deepens and the thinking loosens, and the body starts to trust the surface beneath it. If you are still awake, that is all right. There is no need to force the last step. Cats never force stillness. They drift into it when the warmth is right, when the place feels safe enough, when the body decides. So simply follow their example. Find the warmest part of the moment. Curl inward, if only in spirit. Let the darkness be kind. Let the quiet be enough. Let your thoughts become soft-footed and widely spaced. Let your pulse slow toward comfort. Let your inner edges blur. Imagine dawn and dusk folding together into one endless, gentle twilight where cats feel most at home, and where tonight, perhaps, you can feel at home too. Beyond the window, the world may continue, but it no longer needs anything from you. The hunt is over. The path has been walked. The room is safe. The body is tired in a good and ancient way. Somewhere, a cat sleeps without apology, and the night gathers around it like a second coat. Follow that stillness. Follow that softness. Follow it all the way down.